Welcome back, everyone. Am I audible properly?
This meeting is being recorded.
I hope my shared content is also visible to all of you. In the last session, we completed the employee management system project. And in that particular project, we were able to add a new employee. We were able to update an existing employee. And we were able to delete an employee. The last command that we written was for exit. So this is what we were doing in the project. And who is helping us to build this project? The central class. Who is the central class here? JDBC template. This is the central class which is helping us. All these things are given to us by Spring JDBC module. So Spring JDBC module is giving us one central class, that is JDBC template, for performing the database operation. Here we are having one driver manager data source class. And because of this class, we are able to create a connection with database. Create a connection with database. So we are able to do these things because of this particular class. When it comes to creating a connection, driver manager data source is working. When it comes to perform operations, JDBC template is there. And all these things are there inside Spring JDBC module. Adding an employee is called creating operation. You can say creating or inserting. Inserting the values. When you are updating any employee, that is called update operation. When you are deleting any employee, it calls delete operation. Somewhere in between, we forgot about reading operation. We didn't forgot actually. We are just trying to say the things. Reading operation. So actually that is a bonus to this project, that we will try to learn reading operation also within the project. Ashok, then what I did, I said Didn't I said the same thing that we are going to cover reading the data in this particular project? Okay. So, but before reading the data, let's understand that why we are focusing too much on this particular part. So, we are going to discuss reading data, reading data in Spring JDBC. Now, when you know or when you work with normal JDBC API, you will see something as result set. You will see something as result set where you will take the data, iterates over this data and print whatever operations you are doing there. Now, why we are focusing too much on this particular data? So let's understand that part. Forget this reading data for a minute. This is your database, and here we have our Java application. We are talking with someone as Spring JDBC. And this Spring JDBC is trying to communicate with something as JDBC API. So how the communication was going, that being a Java developer, you were communicating with Spring JDBC. Madhvi, if you miss the classes because of your health, you can drop a message to IT admin. I think Monica is the IT admin of this batch. You can drop a message to her, she will guide you. So Java app is communicating with Spring JDBC, and this Spring JDBC is communicating with JDBC API, and then operations are getting performed. Let's say you want to perform these three operations. You want to create a user, create an employee, you want to update an employee, and you want to delete an employee. In all these three operations, database is not giving you anything. Database is taking from you. Whenever you are trying to create an employee, you will create one employee here where you will set IDs, where you will set mobile number, name, email, and salary. You will give to JDBC template. JDBC template will run normal JDBC inside, and database will ask, do you have permission to write the values inside me? So we will show driver manager data source that yes, we have connection. So it will say that, okay, come inside and update or whatever you want to do. So database is just taking from us. In all these, whenever you want to create a new employee, you will go to database. and fill the values inside it. And fill the values inside it. Whatever values are there, you will fill. Whenever you want to update some value, again you will go to database and you will update one particular field there. When you want to delete, so you are deleting the value, so that particular part is deleted. So in all these three cases, database is not giving you anything. But when you are trying to read the data, reading the data means how many employees are present, this particular employee is present or not. So in this reading operation, database will give you values, and database is generally operating on SQL. So it will give you result in the format of SQL only. And here we are calling the data in, here we are calling the data in Java. So is there any connection between Java and SQL? So no connection. Means we need to do something here, that now when database is giving us values, we can accept those values. So here comes a very interesting concept of, that is in Spring JDBC, and that particular thing is called row mapper. What is that called? Row mapper. We will understand this row mapper as well. Row mapper. One line definition for row mapper is that row mapper is a functional interface in Spring JDBC. What is functional interface? What is functional interface? What is functional interface? What is interface? Yes. Functional interface means that it will have at least one abstract method, right? Functional interface means, now let's say here I will write a code, interface person. So here I have created an interface. So we can say that it is an interface for person. Is there anyone here who don't know about interface also? I hope everybody knows about it. Interface of person. Now we cannot say that this is a functional interface. This is a normal interface. It is not a functional interface. Then how a functional interface looks alike? That will have at least one abstract method. That will have at least one abstract method. Abstract method means just the method return type and the method name. There will be no method body. That is called abstract method. Generally, you have to implement these methods in whenever you are calling these interfaces. Whenever you are calling these interfaces, you have to implement their method. So row mapper is a functional interface. I will write the definition of functional interface as well. that functional interface is a type of interface which has at least one abstract method, which has at least one abstract method, at least one. If it is empty, we cannot say that it is a functional interface. Now let's open our Eclipse IDE and we will see what it is actually. So we are talking about something as row mapper. So I already told you that here you can check classes or the things written by. So this is the row mapper. So it is a public interface row mapper, public interface row mapper, and it is a functional interface. So it is written as a annotation as well. It has only one method. This row mapper does not have anything. If you check the code of this row mapper written by the developers of Java, it is inside the package org.springframework.jdbc. Means it's a part of Spring JDBC. .core. This particular class is importing java.sql.result set. It is the same result set that you were working on your normal JDBC. And then SQL exception. And then it is importing nullable from the Spring framework. And how it is written, everything else is comment. Just the interface is defined here. It's a public interface row mapper, which is having exactly one method, T map row. It has only one abstract method, that is map row. It takes two things, result set and row num. It takes two values, result set and row num, means number of rows available in your table. That's it. And it works on T. What is T here? Type. What kind of value you are trying to return from database. So here I will prepare one database and we will try to check the things that what exactly I'm talking about. Just for an example, understand the flow here. Let's say this is a employee table inside your database. Now it can be any database. irrespective of its name. It can be Oracle, MySQL, or anyone. Here we are having some of the fields: ID, name of employee, mobile number, salary, after mobile number we have email, and at last salary. This is database, something like this. I will show you databases because we have the same table. So this kind of table we are having in our database. And here some of the values are written. Any value. Values like 101, name is ABC, mobile number is 123, email ID something as at the rate of, and salary is 100 rupees. Then we have second employee, that is 102, XYZ is the employee name, 789 is the mobile number, hash is the email ID, salary is 200. Now this is how the data of employee is written in this database. Generally database is having zero connection with internet. So we have to take this particular data into our Java application. And case is still same. We will be having here that we will talk with Spring JDBC, and this Spring JDBC will talk with JDBC. Like this, the communication will go. Now, till now, in the CUD operation, means creating, updating, and deleting, database was not giving anything. It was just taking. Now I am writing a query something like this, that select asterisk from employee. So database will say that, okay, you are trying to check the available employees here. You are trying to check available employees in the employee table. So this database will return these values. When this database is returning these values, in which format it will return? Java code? No. As this database is working on SQL, if it is Oracle or MySQL, both follows SQL only. So when this database is working on SQL, it can take in any format, but when you are speaking, you will try to speak in your native language. So this database will say that I will speak in SQL only, and this is how I speak. This is how your database is speaking after writing the query. Now in your core Java, advanced Java, have you learned something to handle this kind of data? So the answer is exactly no. That till now we don't know how to handle this kind of data. Not even handle, we can't even handle. We need something extra. So now this database will say that I will return value, but I will return you rows. What I will return you? Row. And we don't even know what is a row. Now this database should return a class, object, method, interface. If this database is returning these kind of values, we can manage that class is there in Java, object is there in Java, but it is returning rows. In JDBC, we found a shortcut for it. The shortcut was result set. But now we are not using result set, and it was quite hectic. So now how database will return the values? So I'm writing that operation here. Space is not there at the top. So this database will prepare rows. This database will prepare rows here, rows of all the employees. So you can say like this only, or let's do one thing. So this database is saying that I will return you value in this format. Database will say that I will return you values in this particular format. Tick, because I know SQL only. I will give you rows. This is the first employee. Now we can't hold this data. So in between, we have something called row mapper. We have something called row mapper. What this row mapper will do, as it is a interface, we can see that row mapper is a interface. It has one method only one method, that is map row. So what is the work of that method? This method will take values one by one from one row. Okay, give me the values, and it will try to create a object here. These are the values of employee. These are the values of employee. So it will try to say one row by row it will take. So it will say emp dot id equals to 101. Or let's keep it small. Emp dot name equals to Srikar. First row we are talking about. Emp dot mob equals to 9080706050. Emp dot email is equals to s@gmail.com. Shortcut I am writing. Emp dot salary equals to 20,000. Now this row mapper is trying to convert this row of SQL into a code that is looking like Java. And then at last it will return EMP. What it will return? EMP. Now this EMP is our Java object. So in our Java application here, we will be having, let's say this is the Java application, and it will be having lot of classes, but there is a condition. Condition is this Java application must have a class, because have you ever seen an object without its class? So answer is no. As row mapper is returning you one object, you should have a class here. Public class of student, sorry, public class of employee. In that you should have all the fields, that is private int id, private string name, or whatever your fields are. You should have all the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the fields you should have strictly, and along with the getter setters. Along with the getter setter. Email is also a string, and private int salary. So that is how you should have a employee. And now as the fields are privates, So we should have all the setter methods and all the getter methods as well. So that whenever this object you are getting, you can print it in the main class. There will be one main class here, that is app.java. In app.java, we will say that employee emp or employee e1 equals to new employee, print e1. And from where this e1 is coming? From this row mapper. So what this row mapper is exactly doing? Converting all the rows of a database table into a Java object. Because Java knows these keywords. Java knows about classes, Java know about interface, Java know about object, Java know about int, Java know about string. Java knows about these things. Java don't know what is row here. No, we don't know. So this row mapper is just a interface which is working in between database and this Java application to convert all the rows. Which rows? All the rows one by one. It will take one value from this and at last create a Java object and give to Java application. Now Java application is accepting one object, class should be there. Even though whenever you are creating scanner class object, that is scanner s equals to new scanner system dot in, you have to import this class, right? Otherwise code will give error. So in the same way, you should have this student or employee class, because this is not the inbuilt class. So for creating the object, you should have this class. So that is row mapper. Now you can ask anything that we discussed just now if you didn't understood any part. All clear? So let's try to write it. So already we have written one line that row mapper is a functional interface in Spring JDBC. And what is functional interface? This functional interface is a type of interface which has at least one abstract method. And what is abstract method? Method without any particular body. It is row mapper will store only data of database. First of all, row mapper will not store any data. Row mapper will take one first row, then second row, third row, fourth row. If 100 rows are available, row mapper will automatically take. In result set, we have to run a loop. Here loop is already written. Loop is already inbuilt there. This row mapper will take one row one by one and convert each row into an employee and give it to Java. Now it depends on Java what you are doing there. It depends on Java that what you are doing with the data. You are printing it or whatever. Can we know the implement class of row mapper interface? We will implement row mapper interface, right? We will implement the row mapper interface. There is no implementation available. You will use this row mapper in your project. You have to implement accordingly, whatever your class is there. We will see this. Wait a minute. Yes, what was your question? Without private, where? I think you should better understand the meaning of access modifier. Just for encapsulation, we are writing private here. You can write public, you can write protected, doesn't matter. Okay. So let's try to understand. No, without row mapper, we cannot get data from database. How we can get data from database? Because database will return data in this row format. Because database know this way only, that I will give this thing. So without row mapper, we cannot take data. Now, if you don't want to use row mapper, then you have to create your own methods. You have to create your own methods. This row mapper is also using result set internally. This result set is defined inside normal JDBC. This result set is a part of java.sql package. This is also a interface where, but you have to iterate it, and it has lot of methods, right? It has lot of methods. So this result set was there in java.sql package. Yes, internally result set is working, but for you row mapper is working. Let's understand it, what we are seeing. So functional interface is a type of interface which has at least one abstract method. Row mapper is a very important, or you can say row mapper plays an important role while fetching the data from database in Spring JDBC. In Spring JDBC. As the name is suggesting, row mapper, it will map the rows of database. So why we are using this row mapper? Row mapper is used to map the database rows into Java objects, or you can say in Java there is no object without class, so you have to create a class now. So you can say row into Java object, or else means instance of the class that you have created. Object means just the instance of the class. Now let me explain you in it in a very simple way. This is our project. Okay. In this part, or let's say this one. In this particular project, we are having repository package and this main package. In this main package, I will create a new employee class. So I have created one employee class. Now this employee class is having some private fields. So something like this: private int ID, private string name, private string mobile number, private string email, and at last private int salary. As the fields are private, so we should generate their getters and setters so that we can access these fields outside. Now for a minute, I am just commenting this code. Now this is our normal app.java. I am saying to you that create 3 employees in Java. So your approach will be like this: employee E1 equals to new employee. At first you will create object, then you will say E1 dot set ID. ID is 101. ID is 101. Then e1 dot set name, let's say ABC. e1 dot set mobile number also string. Then e1 dot set email something like this, abc at the rate of gmail.com. And then at last e1 dot set salary, some sort of salary there. Now can I say that this e1 is one employee? Can I say this, that this e1 is one employee in Java? Yes, we can say. So row mapper will do this thing only. Instead of you giving the values, row mapper will fit these values inside this, not you. Who will fit the values? Row mapper. Now this e1 is one employee that you are creating for yourself, where ID is given by you, name is given by you, mobile number is given by you, email is given by you, salary is given by you, while the values are traveling from database. So row mapper will take this ID 101 and fit it here. Row mapper will take this name Srikar, fit in the name field. Row mapper will take this mobile number and fit in the mobile number field. Mobile number field means set MOB. Again, it will take Srikar at the rate of gmail.com and fit it in the email section. Same way, it will take salary, and at last, it will return that employee. So, row mapper is not doing too much hard thing, just taking values and calling these set ID, set name, set mobile number, set email, set salary methods. Just doing that only. It's not doing too much hard things. So that is row mapper for us. So row mapper is used to map the database rows into Java object. It has one abstract method, and that abstract method is map rows. Map rows. This is the method inside this interface, and we have to implement this particular method only. So that is row mapper. We will do it, don't worry. Now what are the core duties whenever we are talking about some of the important duties of this row mapper, or you can say functions of row mapper? So the very first function that it does, maps rows to object. Remember this thing. Its primary work is to map the rows of database to object in Java. The primary, or you can say the primary only, the primary responsibility of row mapper of row mapper interface is to set all the values into an object of class by taking the values from database. As Java does not know how to communicate with SQL, so row mapper will do. Row mapper will convert one employee. Let's say this is E1, this is E2, this is E3, this is E4. 4 employees are created because 4 rows are there. So row mapper will create these things only. That's it. That is the function of this row mapper. It has one callback interface. It has one callback interface, or you can say it is a callback interface. So row mapper is a callback interface. Callback interface means we have to implement it. There is no implementation available of this row mapper interface. Callback interface means that we have to implement the interface. There is no built-in implementation available for this class or this interface, right? Who will implement it? We as a developer, it is our duty. The next is easier data fetching. Easier data fetching. With the use of row mapper, we can easily fetch the database. Let's try to implement this in our project. So at first, what we will make changes in our project. This employee is not there. I will remove comments from here. That is the bonus logic. Fetching data from database using row mapper. So how the steps will go in the base package, in the base package, create an employee class and write the same methods, write the same methods as they are available in database. So how the methods are available in database? 5 fields we are having: ID, name, mobile, email, and salary. Only ID and salary are in int, rest are string. So already we have created one employee class with these private fields. We will mention available in the database. Make all the fields as private. And generate getter setter. Yes, if a class is having private fields and getter setter, we call that as a POJO class, plain old Java object. So this is how the code of employees class is looking now. Now, as this is a class and we need the object of this class, right? We need the object of this class. That also we will do. But as of now, let's try to create something else. We need one more class because this class will accept the object of employee from row mapper. But we need implementation of row mapper, right? We need implementation of row mapper. This is our model class. So in the next step, what we will do to implement the row mapper, because row mapper is a callback interface, we have to implement it. To implement the row mapper interface in the base package, create the class as employee mapper. You can name it anything actually, but I will keep as employee mapper. So in the base package, I will create employee mapper class. Employee mapper class. Now this employee mapper class should implement that interface. So it is implementing the row mapper. It is implementing the row mapper. Okay. Now here we are getting error because if we are implementing any interface, is there any mapping for Java string and DB varchar2 or how it get mapped? Is it even a question to ask here? When I am saying row mapper is internally using result set, you just have to implement this method. As this interface of row mapper has one method, so we will implement that method. And this is what we are getting. But this is not the method, right? In row mapper, this is not the method. So there is always a potential error in the project if you are not working carefully. I have implemented row mapper here. Check the package of row mapper. Java x.swing. But it should be java.spring framework, something like that. Means it is a wrong import for our row mapper. So whenever you are hitting import, just don't quickly hit. At least check which package you need. You need org.springframework.jdbc.core.row mapper. You have to import this Spring package. Now again, you need to implement its method. Now map row. Now this is our method. Map row. Now this is our method. Map row. Very good. So wait a minute. It's map row. Here this row mapper is giving some warning. This row mapper is giving some warning. Now let's try to understand what you are doing here. There is a class of employee mapper which is implementing row mapper, and row mapper will say that I will map database rows into object. This is what row mapper is saying. What is the statement of row mapper? Row mapper is saying I will map database rows into Java object of your class. Which class? So are you telling this row mapper that you have to map this particular class? Are you providing that particular part anywhere? No. We want employees, right? We want employees. And we are not telling that particular thing to row mapper. So for a minute, again, I will open the row mapper interface. It is taking one type of, it is taking one T, and T stands for type. That this row mapper will work on the value of someone. Who? Employee. This row mapper will work on the value of employee. And this is what we are getting here. So this particular part will return employee now. This particular part will return employee now. Employee map rows, right? Understood or not? Because this method you are using for returning employees, so it is returning employees now. So here we have created this employee mapper. Very good. Now let's try to use this map row method. So where we will use, so at first in the home controller, I will add one more option. First option I will add sys out. First option now check, or you can say check only. Check all employees. What is the good word to write here? Check is not looking good. Check all. C is not even a more good. Fetch. Fetch we cannot say because fetch is a operation. So just write check all employees. And now this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. We have to make these changes below also. On case 2, we will call add employee. On case 3, we will call update employee. On case 4, we will call delete employee. On case 5, we will call thanks for doing. On case 1, we are trying to read the employees. So we should have a read class for that. We should have a read class for that. So in the repository, I will create one read class as well. Or you can say uh, fetch emp class. Fetch emp class. Or let's hold for a minute. We'll delete this class. Hold on a bit. In this case 1, what I will do, I will say that I am getting a list. I will say that I am getting a list of employee. I am doing like this, that we are getting a list of employee. List name is EMP. From where this list is coming? Now, if I'm asking from where this list will come, so who will give the list to us? Who will give? Or let's say you create a read class. Don't worry. So within the repositories package, let's create a new class. We will make it clear. Fetch EMP. Now this fetch EMP is having one void read EMP method. It is having one void read EMP method. There is one query here. String query is equals to, what is the query that we have to write? Select asterisk from employee. That is my table name. Select asterisk from employee. And now I will say JDBC template. So we need the object of JDBC template. So obviously we are creating it here. So I can just auto wire it. But for auto wiring, this fetch EMP should be a bean. So in Java config, I will create it as a bean. Public fetch EMP and EMP. Fetch EMP equals to new fetch EMP and return E. Now, as this is also a bean, so I can auto wired JDBC template here. So I will say private JDBC template like this. I will run this query. So I will say template. Last time we were using update method, but this time we will use query method. Which method we will use this time? Query method. And query method, we will give our query like this. And here it is asking something that you have to give argument, means you have to give the row mapper. So what is the row mapper class? That is employee mapper. That is employee mapper. And what kind of value it is returning? It is returning values of type employee. So when we are doing this particular part, that employee mapper, and it is returning employee, means type you can say. Now let's read this class for once. Row mapper T, there is a map row. It means that we need to call this map row. We need to call this map row object. So here I will say new employee mapper employee, but not like this. We will create an object of this class. So new employee mapper, because employee mapper class is implementing the map row like that we are doing. In fetch employee, we are doing this part, and it will return the list. This particular method will return the list of employee. You can import list from java.util. Now when you got the list, now this is half done actually, not completely done. This is half done. So we will see that I am printing the list, that is EMP. So in Java config, go back, already created bean. So go to home controller. Now this is the bean for adding, deleting, updating. Same way, I will be having auto wired connection for private fetch EMP, fetch EMP, and you can import it. On case 1, I will call EMP dot read employee method. So let's try to do it. On case 1, I will fetch EMP dot read. Make it a public method. So here we will say EMP dot read employees and then break. Now this is what I have done. Let's run the main app. So now we are getting one more option to check all employee. I will hit 1. And here we are getting null, 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 null. How many times null we are getting? 4 times. Because 4 employees are there. Because 4 employees are there. Kind of, it is returning 4 times null. Means somewhere we have to map the values, means somewhere we have to set the values also. So where we need to set the values, go back to this fetch or this employee mapper. It is returning null, right? every time this method is returning null, then where is employee? So create the employee object. So I will say employee equals to new employee. Now we have to set the values. So e dot set id, e dot set id, e dot set name, e dot set mobile number, e dot set email, e dot set salary. But from where these fields will come? All the values are available inside this rs result set. So you can say rs dot get int, rs dot get int. Get int means as you are following the integer, id is integer, it will give you the first int value. Second is name. So here I can say rs dot get string and give the row number first. On zeroth row it will give 0 like that. Rs dot get string. For email also rs dot get string, and here on salary again rs dot get int. And now return employee e. Now it will return employee e. So let's go back to main app and we will restart it. Check all employees. So I will hit 1 here and we are getting exception. Let's try to understand what is this exception. Select asterisk from employee, column index out of range. Column index out of range. So we are getting something like this. Now, have you worked with result set? Yes. Have you worked with result set? If you have worked with result set, check the error in this particular code. That where it is going out of the index. One, two, three, four, five. Before first record issue, row num. That I know that we are giving reference of row number here. But how? I want to ask that how only. How it is going on. Where it is going out of index. You have worked with result set, right? And result set is from normal JDBC. After fourth row. So it will call only that much time, right? This much time. Okay. For your particular, let's say every time I will subtract 1 from here. Right? Every time I will subtract 1. So that, but by the way, this is not the solution. There are bugs then. Again, we will try to check all employees. And this is what we are getting. Check again. Column index out of the range. -1 greater than less than 1. This is the thing from result set. I will show you the code of this particular part. It should start with 1 not 0, right? Are you giving any particular value to it? So every single time you are just giving the reference of row num. Automatically it is iterating here, right? That's what I said, that it will iterate automatically. Now it is iterating automatically. Then why it is going out of the index? This I can expect from you, as you have worked with result set. This is not Spring JDBC concept now. It's from normal result set. How you worked with result set then? How did you work with result set? Yes, we have to give the column names. Whenever you are providing the values, you have to give the column name instead of row number, right? Whenever we are writing the particular things, here rs dot get int, here you want int value, but from which column? ID column. So here you have to give the reference of ID. For second, make sure that you are writing the exactly same name that is available within your database. Third one is MOB, same field names without a single spelling mistake. Email field. And at last, salary field. Now this is what we are trying to do. Again, we will hit, and again we will try to check all employees. And now we are getting 4 employees. com.jdbc employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4. But we are getting their path. So because you are directly printing the list, so here I will run a for each loop. We have for each loop in Java. Sorry, enhanced for loop. Yes. So we have one for each loop here. You can use normal for loop as well, not an issue. So this for loop is going to work on what? Employee value. Employee E. It is available inside EMP list. This employee list is available inside EMP. And what you are printing? So system dot out.println. At first you are printing e dot get. So at first you are printing e dot get id plus you are printing some symbol like this or one time symbol, then plus e dot get name of employee, then plus again this symbol, plus e dot get mobile number, plus again some symbol, plus e dot get email, get email, then again symbol. You can use a space also. I'm just trying to make it look good. E dot get salary at last. So now I'm printing in this way all the employees using a for each loop. Go back, we will stop, we will run. I want to check all the employees, so hit 1. So we got all the 4 employees like this: 101 Shrikar, this mobile number, this particular part, this, this, this. I will try to add one employee here. That is second option now. So I will say enter employee's ID. Employee ID is 105. Employee name is Rohit. Mobile number something. Email ID and salary. Employee added successfully. Now we don't have to go to database to check whether this employee is added or not. Here only I can hit the check employee button, and here we got Rohit. Rohit's name is wrong. Let's update it. Everything we have written in our application, we will update the name of Rohit. So that is third option now. What is the ID of employee that you want to update? ID is 105. What you want to update? Name. I want to update name. New name is Rohit. Updated successfully. Do you want to update something? No. Just exit from here. Check the employee again. 1. Now no need to open this database. You can just close and enjoy. So that is how row mapper works. Generally, you will not understand this in one class. So if you didn't understand it today, no problem. Can we use column number instead of column name? So that actually you can use, but not in this way. Directly, we have to give reference of name. You are talking about this particular, that whenever we are doing, so we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, right? That we are giving the column number instead of column name. So the answer is yes, we can give. So let's run and we will check all employees again, and we got the values. But using names is always a safe option so that there is no clash between your database columns and your particular Java objects. And this is how you fetch the values from database. Abhishek, we are building this project from last 3 days. If you want a quick recap of this project in 2 minutes, I can give, but you will not understand anything. So it's better to write that one particular part that you didn't understood. You know, if I'm giving the quick recap of this project, how I will give? I will say this is a main project in which we have one employee package, in which we have main class. In that main class, we are creating the application context container, which is defined here. In this container, the scanner class object is there, driver class object is there, JDBC template is there, add home controller is there. So you will not understand anything. And you are not unable, you are able to understand row mapper and getter setter. Getter setters are from encapsulation, if you remember, it's from core Java. Row mapper, again, I will teach tomorrow. It's not a one day thing, right? Row mapper is not a one day thing. It takes at least 2-3 days. So don't worry about row mapper. Now let's understand how we will do this project in Oracle. That I am saying, and after that we will close today's session. Row mapper again we will discuss tomorrow. So don't worry about row mapper. When I will have the same project. I will not do anything else. I will have all the same projects. At first, you should have the same table in your Oracle database. So I will open my Oracle database. So you can open your SQL Plus. You can open it using your command prompt, or directly you can run SQL Plus. Like this you can run. So here in SQL Plus, I will create a table. As this is a central database, right? In Oracle, we have one central database. So no need to write this thing, create a database EMS, because that is not available for Oracle. You can directly create a table. So I will say create table employee, create table employee. Now you can mention the fields ID. ID will be number. After ID, name is there. Name will be varchar2. Name will be varchar2. Length 2030, like that you can say. Then mobile number will be varchar10. Because mobile number we are taking as a string. So mobile number of varchar10. After that, email ID of varchar230 is the length. And then at last, salary, and salary as number. So here table is created. Now when table is created, what you have to do, you just have to change two things. Go to home controller or this Java config. In Java config, we are creating a connection with MySQL database. Here I am creating a connection with MySQL database. Instead of that, now we have to create connection with Oracle database. So at first we need the dependency of Oracle. So we will go to MVN repository OJDBC. So here you can use any version. I will go with this 23.09. So I will add the dependency of OJDBC. This OJDBC is like a driver that we have MySQL connector J. Same way we will be having OJDBC for Oracle. Now save the file, and we got the dependency jar file. Wait a minute. In Maven dependency, we got OJDBC. Yesterday I have shown you that you can check it inside oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. That is the class name. Oracle driver, where it is, HJKLMNO, Oracle, this one. So that is your driver class name for Oracle. So what I will do in my Java config, I will change the driver class name. And the driver class name in case of Oracle, what it is? Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. That is the driver class name in case of Oracle. What it is? It is the driver class name. When we are talking about this particular URL, so this URL in, you can check it again, but for Oracle it is JDBC colon, in MySQL we were writing MySQL. So here obviously we will write Oracle. JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at the rate local host colon 1521, and this is the local host running for your particular Oracle. After this you have to write your central database name, right? If it is user, root, sys, orcl, whatever, you have to check your central database name. In my case it is orclacle. In my case it will be different for you. In my case it is orclacle. Now username and password again we have to change. So here my username, as I am using this particular part as a system DBA, so in my case it is sys as a system database. Password is root in my, oh no, sorry. Password is NIT at the rate 12345. Now these three values are for me: database name, username, and password. This is we are doing with central database. You can do this particular part with session also. Now that's it. We will again try to check. So run. I will try to add an employee. So two, employee ID is 101. Employee name is, let's say, Shrikar. Employee's mobile number like this. Email shrikar at the rate of gmail.com. Salary something like this. And employee added successfully. And this time the connection is with the Oracle database. I haven't changed any query. Queries are same. Now let's try to write the same query here. So I will say select asterisk from employee. We are getting the values in a very bad way. So I can set row. I can set this or not? No, I can set or not? What? Row size. Row size is 200. Array. What is the command? I don't work with Oracle too much. So whatever you can see that ID, name, line size. And now again we will fetch the employee. 300 we have to make. Sir. Okay, you can set that, but here we got the value. Let's try to fetch the values from database. So again, we will run it. Oracle database is working now. So here we got these values, right? I have worked on Oracle today after 3 years. From last 3 years, I am not working with this. So this is how we connect. So what did I change in this project? 4 things. Just driver manager data source connection only I changed. The driver class name, the URL, the username, the password, and you can see the result. You can do all the things actually. So from now onwards, stop singing the song of Oracle, Oracle, because everything is same. Both are SQL database. How to get the driver class name of MySQL? Now I am just wondering, like, how many times I have to teach this. Anyways, if you are asking, whenever you are adding the jar file, that is MySQL connector J, open this. Here you are getting this particular section of JDBC, that is com.mysql.cj.jdbc. This is the package name. Inside this package, you have a class name as driver. So that's it. com.mysql.cj.jdbc in all small dot driver D capital. This is the driver class name for your MySQL. And the same project is working with all the queries, because queries are same for inserting, for fetching the data, for updating. Just driver class name. And from now onwards, don't say Oracle every time. Okay. Should we start to use MySQL? I will not suggest this, but as a safe part, you can learn MySQL. It's same like Oracle. And when you are using the interface of MySQL, you will forget Oracle. It's super easy to use. And even the installation and everything, right? As a safeguard, you can have knowledge. But this is how we connect the Oracle database. Queries are same. Nothing to change in the queries, right? Tomorrow again we will discuss about row mapper in depth, and again we will try to fetch some values. Fine guys, we'll connect